Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, I invite you to step into a new chapter in the life of Diep, an orphan whose journey through trials, heartbreak, and perseverance has finally led her to a place of peace. For so long, her path was one of hardship. But after enduring countless challenges, she has at last found a source of true happiness, standing beside CEO James, the man who has become not only her partner but also her shelter. What makes this moment even more complete is the blessing of James's mother, who has come to embrace Diep as family. For Diep, once alone in the world, this approval is a sacred gift. She calls it divine grace, happiness given by God after a life of storms. A morning wrapped in mist. Dawn unfolded softly that day. A pale mist lingered across the distant hills, draping them in a veil of white, as though the earth itself was waking in quiet reverence. The air was crisp, carrying the freshness of new beginnings. Diep clasped the small hand of little Nee as they made their way along a narrow dirt path toward the Pimin forest. It was harvest season, and the land vibrated with life. Above them, birds sang freely, their melodies blending with the whisper of leaves, creating a natural orchestra that seemed to welcome them home. The forest of ripening dreams. As they entered deeper into the grove, the forest revealed itself like an autumn painting come alive. Towering pimin trees stretched wide their branches, heavy with clusters of ripened fruit. Green leaves shimmered with flecks of gold, announcing the peak of the season. Red and orange fruits glistened under the first shafts of sunlight, glowing like lanterns hung among the foliage. Diep paused beneath a tree, eyes alight with admiration. She turned to her niece with warmth in her voice. Today, let's fill our baskets and take them to the market. Nee's eyes sparkled with excitement. With her small woven basket strapped to her back, she looked ready for the task. Diep, carrying the larger basket, would handle the heavier load. Quickly, they divided their work. Diep would reach the high branches while Nee would pick from below. Their hands moved with rhythm, Diep swift and steady, plucking each glossy pimin carefully so it wouldn't bruise. Nee's small hands eager, lifting each treasure as though she had discovered a jewel. The forest soon filled with their laughter, their voices weaving stories that floated through the air like music. The sweetness of shared labor. Every ripe fruit carried with it a fragrance of honey, blending with the earthy scent of damp leaves. For Nee, every successful pick was a triumph. For Diep, every giggle was a reminder of the joy of nurturing. When Nee spotted a large crimson fruit high above, she called out in wonder. Diep laughed gently, brushing the child's hair aside, and climbed to fetch it for her. Before long, their baskets overflowed, red, orange, and golden fruits nestled together, glowing as though holding fire within. Sitting beneath the trees to rest, the morning breeze caressed their faces, filling them with both light and serenity. Diep handed Ni a fruit, deep red and glistening. Here, taste this one. It's so sweet. Ni bit into it, her eyes lighting up instantly. Delicious, auntie, sweet like honey. For Diep, the sweetness lay not just in the fruit but in the bond between them, in the simple yet profound contentment of the moment. Walking toward livelihood, after resting, they shouldered their baskets again. Diep tightened the straps for Ni, who looked tiny beneath her load but walked with determination. Together, side by side, they stepped onto the path. Behind them, the forest shimmered in hues of autumn, while their shadows stretched long in the morning light. It was more than a harvest, it was a livelihood, a promise that their efforts would be exchanged for daily sustenance. In that quiet walk, Diep realized happiness wasn't in distant, unattainable dreams. It lived in the present, in a morning of labor, in shared laughter, and in the quiet pride of working side by side. James's secret plan. Elsewhere, sunlight streamed into James's living room. He sat quietly, the glow of his iPad illuminating his face as he scrolled through photos of resorts and destinations. Mountains, seaside retreats, ancient towns, each image he studied with care, his mind already picturing Diep's gentle smile, her eyes sparkling with wonder. He wasn't simply planning a vacation. He was preparing a gift of rest, a way to tell her without words, "I see your struggles, and I want to give you peace." His notebook filled with notes, destinations, hotel prices, activities. Every pause was filled with quiet joy at imagining Diep's reaction. When his mother entered, she found him absorbed and asked with genuine curiosity what he was working on. James looked up, eyes bright, and answered softly, "I want to take Diep away for a few days, let her rest after all she's endured." "I want her to feel how deeply I care for her." Her eyes shone with approval. "That's a wonderful idea." "She has suffered enough. Take her away, let her see new places. I fully support you." It was more than permission, it was a blessing, one that turned the planning into a shared dream for the family. Into the mountains. The black pickup truck rumbled along winding mountain roads, its steady hum a backdrop to their journey. James drove with focus, a faint smile playing on his lips. Diep leaned against the window, breathing in the fresh scent of pine. In the backseat, Ni clutched her teddy bear, eyes wide with excitement as endless slopes rolled by. Finally, the valley opened, a sweep of green hills and crisp air that felt like freedom itself. They stepped out into a meadow edged with tall pines, the trees swaying as if to welcome them. This, James said softly, eyes glimmering with quiet triumph, is the place I wanted to bring you. Diep smiled, her eyes moist with gratitude. She inhaled deeply, savoring the freshness of untouched air. A family in the meadow, they quickly set to work. James pitched the tent, his hands steady and strong, while Nee scampered around, eager to help. Diep carried fruit to the stream, rinsing apples and oranges in clear water that sparkled under the sun. Later, they gathered on a mat spread over the grass. Diep served fruit, droplets of water still clinging to their skins. James bit into an orange, savoring it as he turned to her. It's moments like this, he whispered, that mean everything. With you here, all my weariness disappears. Her cheeks flushed pink, but her smile radiated joy. The afternoon passed in small, tender moments. James teaching Nee to build a fire, Diep preparing a simple outdoor meal, laughter echoing across the meadow. As the sun dipped low, painting the valley in gold and crimson, James took Diep's hand in silence. No words were needed. Love spoke in quiet presence. Under the stars. When night fell, the sky unfolded into a sea of stars. The three lay side by side on the mat, gazing at the Milky Way. Nee pointed upward, asking about constellations, and James explained gently while Diep watched, her heart brimming with gratitude. James leaned close, whispering, I hope we'll have many more trips like this. As long as you're with me, anywhere is happiness. Diep nodded, resting her head on his shoulder. The cool night air embraced them, but their hearts were warm. In that meadow, with just a tent, a few bags of food, and the love they shared, they had everything. It was a reminder that true happiness doesn't require grandeur. It blossoms in the simplest of moments. A shared laugh, a hand held in silence, a sky full of stars.